Yo, what's up YouTube? Firefist Chris here, and I'm bringing you a dual video this time, and this is between Red Rush Zoro and the green Captain Kidd deck. Both of these deck profiles are already posted on the channel, and this is a dual video I had recorded during this time. And guys, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I plan to make a lot more content, as well as any advice or any tips you see throughout the duel will be greatly appreciated. We are all trying to get better, so if you guys see any mistakes or notice any misplays, please don't be afraid to leave a comment, just letting us know. And then in regards to this matchup, here we're going to go ahead and see on the left hand side, looks like green actually is going to be the one that's going first here. So what you'll like to see in this matchup is green's probably going to try to play more of a control play style on the board, a little bit more conservative, just because he wants to make sure he doesn't get rushed too soon and has a wall build up. So he drops the jewelry, which is a great card to start off for green. And on the other side, we have Nami, which is obviously a great card to open up with in this matchup. Be able to get any key pieces. Looks like he's grabbing the one-drop blocker, Tony Chopper. And then in regards to this channel, guys, I plan to be making and posting a lot more content. So anything you guys are looking to see, I'd love to do more, be able to get into product opening once, we get Wave 2 as well as OP2 comes out. I'm definitely going to be opening a lot of boxes on this channel. As we see here, he decides to drop the chopper that he had just searched, which is a great play. He, on the right-hand side, Captain Kidd, is going ahead and using that Jewelry Bonnie, looking to see what he's going to grab here now. And this ability is really relevant just because he can kind of grab most of anything from his deck. That's a Supernova. So it looks like he grabs the 5-drop, I believe, X-Drake, which is a good card this matchup. It looks like he's attacking straight into the leader for 5K, and he's taking that damage. So that's interesting from the left-hand side that he decided to take that damage, especially so early in the game. But let's see if that'll pay off for him, because that is card advantage he is getting from that. And then on the right-hand side, he drops with Momonosuke and decides to pass turn. And up we have on the left-hand side 4 Dawn up. So let's see how he's going to go ahead and be able to clear this board. So it looks like he has another 1-drop Nami. Just being able to get another search off is amazing. And of course he grabs the Luffy. So in this type of duel, on the left-hand side, he kind of wants to have as many rush cards. So when he pushes for the game, he can just have them already set up. And looks like he put 1 Dawn underneath the Zoro, which activates the leader ability, dropping 7K. And on the right-hand side, he looks like he dropped an Apu, which is a 2K counter, and I don't think we can see it. But underneath, I think he had dropped something else to protect his life, because otherwise that would have been, yeah, it looks like he has something there. And then I think here now we're realizing, he has to get rid of that Jewelry Bonnie. Doesn't decide to protect it. He has Nami attack into it for 3, and then plays the other 2 for Vivi. And he was going to go ahead and pass turn over to the green. And here we go. Gets 2 more Dawn up. And let's see how he's going to go ahead and manage to turn the tide here against this red deck. Looking into the new set in OP2, it looks like Red Rush is still going to be obviously one of the better decks. But we're going to see how the other colors compare. Supposedly the green Captain Kidd deck is not going to be used as much, and it's going to be more set for the Kinemon deck. For his leader ability, might just be a little bit more useful. And he looks like he's attacking 5K into the Nami, just trying to clear some of this board up. Just because Zoro puts so much pressure, just giving everything 1,000, makes it very difficult for players to be able to protect their leader that many times. And then comes the 5-drop, X-Drake. He's planning. He got rid of the VV actually, and that was a good call. And he still has the Momonosuke in case he does need to search for a piece to be able to get over this board. And so far, I believe we're looking at 4 life to 5. So let's see how the Zoro deck is going to go ahead and fare. He's dropping another Nami, which this will be the 3rd one this game. So obviously drawing a very good hand here where he's getting a lot of key pieces he's looking to get. It looks like he was grabbing a Red Hawk, and he's just reading the ability there. And guys, make sure when you're doing these duels that you're reading everything. You can you're looking in the trash pile, just making sure you can know what your opponent is playing, and just making sure to just check on their counters as he goes ahead and is attacking with 7K into the leader, which this is difficult. He either has to drop 2 cards out of his hand, which he's not looking to do. He's grabbing a life. So now we're 4 life to 4 life. And this is why the Zoro deck is very strong. Even without the rush cards, just having the ability of giving everything 1,000 as well as himself is just very strong. And also leave in the comments what decks are you looking for in the format as we look into OP2 as well. Looks like he's dropping a Raizo. I think he's realizing he just summoned that Nami he was attacking with, so he's switching the Dawn. Again, this is all friendly, so obviously, tournament, make sure that you're aware of what can attack and what can't attack. But he went ahead and dropped that Raizo because he was 5,000 into 5,000. So I think here he's deciding whether or not he wants to play another 1 cost, which he does. Another wall, which would be the Tony Chopper. Obviously a great card. Just being able to protect, his life without necessarily getting rid of resources in his hand is great. So we're going to see how the green deck is going to decide to combat this board here now. As he does have some pressure with the Drake, he can get the search from the Momonosuke. All right, he's deciding to drop here now for the Cat Viper to rest the Chopper. So now he only has 1 available blocker on the board. And how do you guys feel about this matchup against green versus red? I would say the red is just kind of favored in a lot of the matchups, but green can, if they control correctly, I think that green can still win these matchups. And let's see here now. He's looking like he's thinking about what to attack here. You definitely want to get rid of that Nami. You want to get rid of anything that he can just boost up to 5K and attack his life, seeing as he doesn't have any, at least as of right now, any blockers on board. So I think he's deciding here. And make sure, guys, to take your time, especially when you're dueling, just making sure that you're adding in your head, how much power certain things are, how much life you have, how much Dawn your opponent's going to get, because that can really, make a difference on what your play should be. So he's going 6K into what I believe is Chopper. So let's see. He looks like he's just trying to get rid of that blocker. Now he's deciding what to do here now. I believe he has 5 Dawn up. He still has his Kid, which he could go ahead and attack that Nami to just try to wipe some of this board down. So let's see. Yeah, I think he's deciding here what to do. He can also use his Kid's ability to be able to rest the Dawn and then trash one to put himself back to active. But instead of doing that, he's going to go ahead and search with Momonosuke to see what he can grab off of that. And let's see here now. All right, that was a great card to get. So Paradise Waterfall is a great counter for the green deck, especially because now he can, on the other person's turn, he can set the Momonosuke as active, so that way he can get that search ability off next turn. But let's see if he leaves at least one Dawn up for that. All right, here he's still thinking about which play he wants to go ahead and do here. And that is 5K into Nami. He decides to let that go just because you have to get rid of a lot to try to protect that Nami. And we already seen he more than likely has a couple cards or rush cards. Then the other drops 3 for Okiku. And Okiku in this matchup is very important. Next turn, he's going to have to decide how he's going to want to get rid of this Okiku because it's going to become a problem for his 1-drops. So here we see he's just getting his turn set up. We can kind of see his hand a little bit. I think we see that he has 2 Luffys and I believe a Rush Zoro. So he's going to go ahead and just start it off with, boosting everything up by 1,000. Plus, obviously the 1,000 you're giving him with the Dawn. So he's going to think about what he's attacking here. Keep in mind, he does have the Paradise waterfall that we've seen, and he's, going to go ahead and use that. So he's going ahead and make that active. All right, that was a great play to just make sure you could keep that up. So now he's thinking, definitely still has a lot of Dawn to play with. But it's debatable, if whether or not he should have kept that up, because I think now his Momonosuke is going to be in a risk, whereas next turn he could have, likely used that to get something else. But, we'll see what happens here now. Oh, looks like he just accidentally dropped that Apu from his hand. All right, so it's looking like he's doing 5K, and he's taking the 5K, deciding not to get rid of resources. So I believe now it's 3 life to 4. Then he's using 3 for Rush Zoro. And let's see here now what he's going to decide to do with the Zoro. He's going 5,000 to the leader, which is interesting. I think in this type of situation, I would have tried to get rid of the Momonosuke, but, getting a 2K counter Apu out of his hand is great too. So that kind of lets you know that he doesn't have any 1K counters in his hand. Or actually, he might actually, because I keep forgetting the Zoro's is actually at 6,000 right now. So the only thing he could defend with was the 2,000. So he's going to go ahead and pass for turn. Keep in mind, we did see that Red Hawk in his hand. So you want to keep track of what event cards your opponent has, as he left 2 Dawn up for it. So it looks like he's going to be able to protect something as well as destroy something with 4,000 or less power, which can get rid of that. Actually, it could get rid of a couple things, but let's see what happens here now. So he's getting his Dawn up. He's using 1 for a Momonosuke, that's kind of what I think that the better play would have been to attack, especially since, he accidentally did drop the Apu from his hand. Just get rid of that Momonosuke so they don't get more draw power, because now he can add another, at the very least, add another counter to his hand, which is, very important, especially against this rush deck. So it looks like he's just getting his Dawn here now, thinking about what his next play is going to be. He used 1 Dawn already. All right, so it looks like he's just deciding on what to attack. So he's going to go ahead and attack the Nami with Nekomushi. And I think he's thinking on whether or not he wants to let that attack go through. So let's see here now. Now this is important because he might have to drop, if he does want to keep that Nami, the Red Hawk. But at this point, if he does pop, Momonosuke, he already used the ability, so it's great. Oh, okay, so we got the Otama coming down, which that's going to go ahead and defend that. He's going to go ahead and attack with Okiku and then put, which I believe Chopper, set Chopper to rested, and he's attacking him. So let's see here now, as the green player, you know, he is putting a lot of pressure now. So he goes ahead and uses that Red Hawk, and looks like he's destroying Nekomushi, which I would think that getting rid of the better play would be get rid of the Momonosuke. So he's giving one Dawn, so it's at 7, to get rid of the Rush Zoro, which he does. He doesn't want to get rid of anything else. He got rid of Onotama and the Red Hawk. And he still does have his leader, as well as leader's ability. So let's see what he does here now. So it looks like he's attacking 5K to get rid of the Chopper. And he's tapping 1 for a beige. All right. And he's also summoning the Raizo, which another 3. And looks like he's going to go ahead and pass turn after summoning the Raizo. So now he's going to get all his Dawn back up. And, you know, for Red Rush Zoro deck, I mean, this board is a lot to deal with. But you can clear this, especially since he's running that Luffy. He's going to go ahead and start it off, just obviously giving the Zoro ability. And I think that's what makes this deck so strong. For most decks in One Piece, at least as of right now, just being able to have your leader ability is already hard enough. But for this, obviously for Zoro, it just makes it so much easier. So he's going to go ahead and protect, because this was attacking with 8K. And then we are seeing 3K to get rid of the Momonosuke. Now he looks like he's playing 3 for another Red Rush Zoro. And now he's going to try to figure a way, because he got to get rid of that Okiku. That's going to become the problem for him. Just being able to rest something when attacking with the Dawn is very important against this matchup. So he's going to go ahead and bump him up. So now he's at 7. So 7K. He's attacking his life instead of going for the Okiku. So now he's down to 2 life. So he's decided to play 2 for the Sanji. And just give him the 2 Dawn, which this Sanji has Rush when it has 2 Dawn. And then he's attacking with 6K. And he's taking another life. So this, I believe this is he's on his last life now, and he's passing turn. So I'm just trying to think for that, at least for how that played out. I think it probably would have been better to just try to get rid of the Kiku, or just try to clear some of the board. Just because leaving those up is giving him a lot of opportunity to get rid of your board now. All right. So he's setting everything as active. Let's see what else he's going to go ahead and do here. All right. Let's see. All right. So as we see here now, I think he's just thinking about how he wants this turn to play out. As, you know, even though as it looks right now, it's looking, you know, very bad for the green deck, just because I think he's down to 1 life, or it might be 2. But he's going to have to get rid of 4 life from the Red Rush Zoro player here now. So let's see here. I think they're talking to see how to play this better. So he went ahead and put the 1 Dawn attacking with X-Drake, got rid of the Red Rush Zoro, which he would have had to get rid of 2 for. Then Okiku is now attacking the Sanji and gets rid of that. So he's just clearing his board here now, which is smart. So he's attacking here now. Took a life from the Red Rush Zoro player. And he still has a lot of Dawn up. So let's see what he decides to do with the rest of this. In this matchup, you definitely, if you're the Red Rush player, you definitely want to go ahead and get rid of his life, pretty low, like he's done, before this comes out. Because this Eustass Kid, if you don't know, if he has 1 Dawn, you have to attack him. And then his ability, he can go ahead and rest himself, and you could play a 3 cost or less from your hand. That of which he goes ahead and summons the Blocker Killer. And this is a great board. At least as of right now, he doesn't have a Dawn underneath the Eustass Kid, so I don't think he gets that ability. But let's see here now, which, the one thing I do love about, at least for this trading card game, is that, the turns itself are very important. And at the final stages of the duel, it does become a lot more thinking. Just because one small mistake, even with like miscalculating how much power something has or how much Dawn something has, could be the difference. So let's see here now. He's going to have to try to get rid of this Eustass Captain Kidd. So it looks like he's just attacking. 5,000, and he's dropping an Ekamushi to counter. He was attacking the leader, which I don't know if that was the smartest play. You definitely want to make sure you at least give him that 1 Dawn, so he has to drop 2. But it looks like he's just trying to use all his Dawn here now to be able to clear things. So he's going straight for the life. So he's doing 8K here. He's dropping 2. He dropped 2 counters. So an Apu and an Izo. And for the future duel videos, I'll make sure to record it so you can see everything clearly. The way the setup was, I was just trying to get most of the board here. As he uses the last 3. And then he uses the blocker, of course. So now it's a rush. It's a very not good position for the rush player. Because now he's getting everything back to active. And he could just easily clear the board now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and see how this ends here, where I believe he has 3 life to 1. He's dropping 1 for the jewelry and then using the ability, dropping another Dawn. So let's see what he's going to go ahead and grab. That was a great card to drop here. All right. So it looks like, let's see here. He's deciding he's going to go ahead and give it the 1 Dawn. He's going to go ahead and attack for 9K. And that's going to go ahead and get rid of the Rush Luffy. Now this Eustass Captain Kidd is live on the opponent's turn, where he has to attack him, which it's going to be kind of hard to get rid of that AK body. And he's giving 1 Dawn to him. And he's attacking for 5K. All right. So thinking now, he's just thinking about what to do. So he's going to go ahead and attack. He has to take that life, 6,000 into it. And then we have 5K into his life as well. So now the green deck has all the control here. He's grabbing it. He's deciding, which he goes ahead and activates the trigger effect of Jet Pistol. And I think he's deciding here He goes ahead and gets rid of the X-Drake. And then he also attacks with his leader. Now he's down to no life. Now it looks like he's going for a game. He's playing the 3. He's going to go ahead and trash 1. And then he's going to go ahead and set that as active. Get the leader ability set as active. And let's see if he has a counter for this. He's going to give it 2. It's a 7K. Wow. And he has no counters at all. 3 Rush Luffy's. So unfortunately, that's it for the game. The green deck goes ahead and wins that out. It looks like, unfortunately, from his life, he didn't get any counters to be able to protect himself. And that's the game, guys. So as you can see here, I think they're just discussing here now what they could have done differently. And that was a great match. Firefights Chris. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be posting more content daily. Peace.